Hello everybody, this is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and today I finally get to review Duke Nukem Forever. I bought this game on launch and just finally beat it. Show you a little intro. Duke Nukem is badass. Woo.
I'm back, baby.
So yeah, it took me forever to beat this game. And many of you guys who are my friends has actually seen me playing it quite heavy for the last 2 weeks. I get in trouble for that on YouTube? I have no idea. Anyways, the game is, I'll be honest with you. The game isn't bad. The game isn't good. It's a mediocre shooter. Now, I'm being blatantly honest with you right now. The game is a mediocre shooter. I think that the cover system is garbage. The enemy types are, they're Duke Nukem. It's Duke Nukem. It's literally take the old Duke Nukem and pop it into 3D with graphics that are pretty dated. Now, I'm a little more forgiving than the other reviewers on this. Not that it's because it's been a year gap, right? For real, like a year gap, really? I don't fucking know. But it's been quite some time, and obviously, like, the hype of it died down, and I finally beat it. I did actually play through a lot of it when it first came out, and something else came out, and I just never finished it. When you are playing Duke Nukem, you're not playing Duke Nukem for story, graphics, gameplay. When you're playing Duke Nukem, you're playing that for Duke Nukem. That was good timing. You're playing it for the character. Duke Nukem is an epic fucking character. He's an icon of people from my generation. Now, this is where I'm saying the game's not the greatest and not the best. Now that you know what I want to play the game for. It's Duke, but it's still Duke stuck in the early 90s. And even by that, what I mean is because the game took so long to develop, I mean, it was started in the 90s. So it took so long to develop that references in the game, especially in the beginning, like, don't add up with younger crowds. Like, they have a reference from old school when you're getting shit-faced in the beginning. It's like, you're my boy, Blue. Like, you had to watch old school. I mean, and a lot of younger people probably haven't watched that movie, I assume. And that goes pretty much everything Duke. But, however, they even call it out right in the beginning. The president was like talking to Duke, like, we don't want your involvement. You're a relic from the past that we don't need. You know what I mean? And I'm just pumped that the game came out. The game came out, and the game came out decent. It did, like I said, didn't come out great. The graphics are pretty good in some areas, pretty horrible in other areas. I didn't suffer any of the game-breaking glitches or the graphical glitches or anything like that. I had no glitches whatsoever in this game. I know a lot of people complained about it at first, but obviously it's been patched since then, blah, blah, blah. I have not tried the online. I've only played the single player. I don't think people even play this online. However, there is DLC for it. But I'm going to show you a little bit of the gameplay, but here's a breakdown of it right now. When this game was $60, should you have bought it? If you're not a Duke Nukem fan, like a hardcore one like I am, it's not worth it. I mean, dude, I played Duke Nukem 3D on computer. I had the Atomic Edition, and then I even asked my first PS1 game was Duke Nukem Total Meltdown, which is just the Atomic version anyway. So technically I've already beat it, but I wanted it so bad on PlayStation 1 without analog sticks. Swallow that one. But yeah, so the game at $60 probably wasn't worth it for the average gamer. I will side with people on that. The game was definitely worth $30 and under. I think that it probably should have came out at $30 because the fact that it took so long, and they were shipping. I think they showed off the first trailer in 2009, maybe earlier than that. The first trailer that was on the 360 and PS3, the newer engine. They showed it off at PAX in 2010. I mean, they sold us an old game. Is really what it was. But now the game's like pretty much $10 everywhere. It's totally worth your time. It's worth your time. $10. I mean, really? $10. $10 for that package. So the game's totally worth it for $10. I don't see any excuse why any of you don't have it in your collection. If not, just to have it to be like, yeah, that fucking Duke Nukem game. I got it. Also, it's kind of like a ray of hope at the same time because Duke Nukem obviously had the 12-year development cycle. It pokes fun at it in the game multiple times. And the fact that it was past the studio to studio to studio, but always, and I didn't realize this, always remained pretty much in the hands of 3D Realms people. Between obviously 3D Realms, Triptych, and Gearbox. I did not know Randy Pitchford actually previously worked for 3D Realms, but he did. And I thought when it ended up in the hands of Gearbox, I was like, great, these people made Borderlands, they know how to handle a first-person shooter. However, a bulk of the work was already done when it was given to Gearbox. It was actually, I think, single-player was already done by the time Gearbox ended up taking over and finishing up whatever they had to have finished. What gives me great pleasure about Gearbox having it, and what gets me excited, is that this game is out. A lot of people did buy it at $6. This game's out now. Gearbox has the rights to make more Duke Nukem games, and they're going to exercise those rights. And if you like Borderlands, you're gonna like whatever Gearbox is gonna make for Duke Nukem, because that's their MO for first-person shooters. Like, Duke Nukem, whatever they make after this, is going to be epic. I don't think Gearbox is going to be able to do wrong with a first-person shooter. I mean, they turned the first-person shooting world up on a whatever. You know what I mean. I'm going to get way too much into Borderlands. It's not a Borderlands review, but it's a Duke Nukem review. It's worth $10. It's pretty hilarious. It's the same Duke, obviously, John St. John. The graphics, obviously, it's an old game, and the story is garbage, but if you really bought Duke Nukem and you're like, I'm playing for the epic story, you're fucking retarded. You're dumb. Sorry. I do realize I'm bad at that. I'm trying to get back. All right, so I'll just play a couple seconds here. This is the demo you guys all know. I just beat this last night. Oh, that's right. This has one of the most disappointing endings ever. And just for that, and the other stuff I said, I'm going to give this game a 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Whoa, that's 2 games in a row I did 6 out of 10, huh? I think I did 6 out of 10 for Sonic Generations. Load times are pretty terrible, too. But I know, you're like, Craig, you just listed so many bad things and, like, one good thing, that is Duke Nukem. And that's right, because it's Duke Nukem, it totally overrides everything else. So, remainder of this video will be gameplay. 6 out of 10 for Duke Nukem. It's an old game, what can I say?
Those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
There's so many people.
This is taking forever. Time to stop pissing around and get this big guy back into action.
I could play around with all this stuff, but I'm not going to do that.
Alright, step 1, Alpha Team straight up the middle. Blake, flank left. Phelps and I head around. That's step 2. Step 3 is, Profit? Right. You ready? 1, 2, break!
That was a package.
Oh, man! That is... I mean, I don't understand any of it.
Looks like a cannon with legs.
That guy over there would still have his arm. And at least one of his balls.
Alright.
Holy shit! Look at the size of that motherfucker!
If you ever played Duke Nukem 3D, then you know that what this is.
Hey pal, what are you gonna do? Save the world all by yourself?
Well, which one was that? Who the fuck was the way out? Yeah. Devastator with infinite ammo. You can pick up all over the place.
It's down to you and me, you one-eyed freak.
Drop it. That is how all bosses go.
Ammo supplies are dropped. Smoke trail marks the spot.
That's a pretty badass opener.
Oh yeah, right there. Oh yeah.
That was fun. Was it good for you, baby? What about the game, Duke? Was it any good?
Yeah, but after 12 fucking years, it should be.
End it right there. That's awesome. So as you can see, that's that's actually what the demo is pretty much. So if you don't have a feel for what the game is, then you don't understand. You see, it was very mediocre. It was very like just run and gun. That's all that game is entirely. So if you don't like that, the game's probably not for you. If you do like that and you do like the immature humor and whatnot, and you're an old fan of Duke, go out and get the game. Like I said, $10. Thank you guys for watching.